welcome back. We've got a busy week. Definitely a loaded week of deliveries and orders that came through. A lot of the product is hitting all at once. I know for the pre-orders, it's not very fun to have everything hit your wallet at the same time. So hopefully everybody was ready for that. But yeah, so we just did our 4-pack that I received from Mattel Creations, and now I did also receive my shipment of the 2-pack from San Diego Comic-Con, which super excited to open this one up. I just knew that the 4-pack kind of was getting mixed reviews, and I know there wasn't a lot out there as far as unboxing and showing you guys what it was, so I wanted to kind of get that one first. That way you guys can get a heads up, and while it was still available, definitely know that this one is no longer available unless you go to the second market there in Evil Bay, and they'll get you taken care of for double the price. But so we'll go ahead and get this opened up, and well, first off, obviously we'll look at the wonderful box art that we've all come to know and love. Here is the back end. We've got our description of what's inside. Our HeMan, most powerful man in the universe, 7 1/4 inch, and the Skeletor is flat 7 inch. So they gave HeMan a little bit more of a height advantage there. And then we also have that Ring of Absolute Power, which will be a die cast along with a lot of the weapons, which is really cool and I'm really excited for. So without further ado, I'm going to get this slider off here and the mailer off, and I will show you the rest of what we're looking at. All right, so got the mailer off. This is the back of the packaging. I got to tell you, I mean, I've seen it, and everybody has seen it. I'm sure everybody has gone through some of these, and even when they were doing the release for the San Diego Comic-Con, they gave us a nice little description of what this looks like, but you never get a good idea of it until it's right in front of you, and holy cow, it definitely is a beautiful thing. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and flip this over, and here's where the money maker is. We've got the gray skull door crest here, really cool looking. I know they said this was kind of, and when I opened it up, I actually put it up upside down, and a couple of these things fell out, which I guess they're obviously there to separate everything. But go ahead and grab this. I believe they said this was magnetized to hold on to it. And oh, there's this one. Wow, look at that. What do you say? What do you say to that? I mean, it is, they, 40th anniversary, they definitely did it some justice. This is such a cool set. Ever since I saw this thing, it was one of those where a lot of these releases that we've seen, you get a little excited about what's coming, and you get the juices flowing to get that order in. I know a lot of people hate to do the stuff online to try to beat the clock. But with this one, I think it was the only one that I was really kind of nervous about getting. The others, it was excitement and just like, oh, and if you miss it, oh well. But this is the one that I kind of tried to have a couple backup plans just in case, which actually came through for me. Had a buddy that kind of helped me out, really helped me out. So Aaron, you're the man. I appreciate you. It was one of those things where I needed to make sure that I was going to get one, which of course landed me an extra. So not going to complain about that. So front end, you've got the exploding lava everywhere, which is going to be one of those classic looks that it's always had. Always the best nostalgic look. We have our 40th logo on there with the little rainbow effect. If you probably read what it says there. The mightiest battle in the universe for 40 years. Almighty HeMan and the evil sorcerer Skeletor have been locked in an epic battle for the power of Grayskull to determine who truly is the master of the universe. And down below we've got HeMan and Skeletor. So we've got this little piece to lift up and just take it to the next level as far as the display goes. This is going to be one of those to where, you know, you're going to be able to remove it. You can put it back. It's one of those where the display is just as cool. Opened up like this, if you have it on a shelf or on a table or something, you can still display it as it stands. Definitely I'm gonna take all this stuff out and display it on in my little collection there. So, but we'll go ahead. Let's see. We're gonna remove these little plastic cases. So we've got our 2 mini comics. Man, that is too cool. HeMan and the Power Sword, King of Castle Grayskull. I will let you guys, you know, as you go, if there's, you know, that's one of those things where the mini comics kind of a different animals, so you guys go ahead and enjoy those on your own if you've got them. Hopefully a lot of you were able to land this, and it's really nice to see that it's coming sooner than we all thought. I was kind of expecting that October 31st to release, and thankfully the actual set that I did order myself I have not gotten the email yet to tell me it's coming, which is a little weird because, like I say, we don't really know how they're determining what gets shipped out first and not. So I was just excited that I was able to get this. So moving along. All right, so first things first, we'll go ahead and start off with the most powerful man in the universe, HeMan. One thing about this is, of course, a lot of us have been able to, quite a few of us have been able to grab the release, the retail release of this particular HeMan, knowing that the only big difference between that is going to be your flocked wear here, and on the top of the boots you're flocked as well. So those are your 2 main differences. The look of everything else is pretty much the same. So I mean, there's not a huge difference between this particular HeMan and the one that we get, but it's those little things that make a pretty big difference. So pretty cool on the flocked shorts and the flocked boots. And then we'll get to the fun stuff now. All right, so like I said, we're gonna get the fun stuff here, which is gonna be our die cast extras. Definitely add a lot to it with the ring. We've got both sides having the front end of the Power Sword. Go ahead and bring that up for you. Hopefully that focus is doing okay. And then the front, just like the others, we gotta get the Triclops figure, except this one being the die cast. And you've got the 40th anniversary logo on the inside. This little red piece here is basically gonna be on the inside to show it's just the back side of the eyes. So with that one, you know, with the little flash to it, it might look pretty cool, or come up with some way to light that from the back. I doubt it, but not too shabby. Okay, so we got the ring, and first thing we've got our Power Sword, and I'm telling you, with the die cast, you know, I got to go through the VAC Metal last night with the 4-pack, but I can tell you it does not hold a candle to the die cast pieces. Yeah, I think I've been waiting to do that since I ordered it. Holy cow, that is too cool. So we've got our 2 weapons, and we also have our shield, which is also, this one's got a little gunk on it. Nothing like getting something brand new with a little dirt on it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put these weapons on. I believe we have that same holster in the back. Yep, so that fits there. Go ahead and put the sword in the hand. See how it works with having a heavier piece. Hopefully the arms don't, nope, pretty strong there. See, might weigh HeMan down a little bit, yeah, but maybe even it out with that in the back. Sorry about that. I did actually fail to mention 2 extra hands for both He-Man and Skeletor, of course. And this one does have that similar, oops, didn't see that. It's got the loop. What am I doing? All right, so you feed the arm through. And I remember this did take a little bit, I mean, because it does have a little bit of a, you know, you got to get through the little armor on the wrist. But, okay. So without struggling, I'll go ahead and just get that set up there like that. Like I said, it's not completely into the hand. Let's get that. Let me get the feet right so he can stand up. He was trying to lean forward. All right, so He-Man is good. And, well, I guess let me bring him forward a little bit. Like I said, you guys have all seen it with the release of the retail release. Holy moly, yeah, that really weighs him down when you got to get the feet just right, or he's going down when you set him up. All right, so without having to struggle on camera, I'm going to get Skeletor out. I'll be right back. All right, we've got Skeletor released from his confinement there. And so this is going to be, of course, the one that we did not get a retail release. The He-Man did come out. I would expect it to come out on a retail release. I've heard different stories. Some say that it's not coming and some say it will, but it's going to have the same basic height. I mean, like I said, they gave He-Man a little bit of a taller stature, I think, just with the boots. And first thing I noticed on the Skeletor is going to be that texture on the hood, which is really cool, little waffle texture there. And it does have that on the armor. But first thing besides that, as far as the look, the Skeletor's pretty stiff. I mean, the joints are, they're pretty, you know, this one I had to kind of crack to get the little thigh change, but everything is pretty stiff. I'm sure it's one of those things where, you know, as the adult collector, I hate to say it because some people will disagree with me, I don't really play with it. We're setting it up and we're kind of keeping it there. I'm not, you know, that part of the 44-year-old has left me, and, you know, I like doing, I like collecting, I enjoy the collection part of it, but that's about it. So when we go to the die cast, again, phenomenal work, phenomenal look. You've got that metallic purple in the power sword. See, there you go. Look at that stiffness. Even in the feet, you can kind of see that it's pretty stiff. So keeping him up there, I mean, once you get him there, he's good, but apparently I did not get him there. So, and then the only part of the die cast with the weapon of the Havoc is going to be the top. So you've got that there. Even the horns are not die cast. It's just the face, just the head of the Havoc is going to be die cast. Everything else is, I'm sure it would have been a lot heavier and a lot probably harder to deal with if it did have die cast all the way through. You've got your normal, actually these are both the standard grip. You've got the open grip as well, and then the fist. And of course, I'm sure with some of the others you can probably mix and match. This one looks like it is a little different color blue, so who knows, you might have to do a little custom work if you want to use a different hand from one of the other Revelation hands. But we'll go ahead and get that in if we can. Geez, hold on a second, I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. I was having a little trouble. I didn't have the hair dryer or anything to heat it up so that our hand would open up, and it was pretty tight there. So with the Havoc in hand, and I put the sword in the back because it's got that same on the armor where you have the holster there for it. But yeah, it definitely is a little bit more of a stiffness to it, and once you get it going, hopefully it'll be a little easier to get him set up. But he does kind of have that same, the crushing abs and the gigantic chest, same as He-Man. Now we have a true Hans and Franz going. But so with these two, definitely going to be a fun display. Just really awesome. You know, and I can get it now. Once you get it opened up, that, you know, I was kind of, I was surprised that this was at the $80 price point, considering, and then of course after with the $150 with the 4-pack, I kind of thought the prices would be flip-flopped. I really did think that this was going to be the more expensive of the two, just based on the display and how everything is. But kind of would have been nice if they would have kept both of them the same as far as that price point, because I'm sure they would have been sold out in seconds. So the other thing that I noticed with the Skeletor head, so it is an articulating jaw. When you get this thing open, I mean, the mouth is going to stay open. It stays a little bit opened. The one thing I did just to kind of test it so I can get it, I mean, just so I can show you guys what he looks like with his mouth closed, was just one of the little pieces of packing peanuts. Since I had so many deliveries this week, I just kind of grabbed, if you can kind of see it. I mean, you couldn't see it when I was standing up, but just put a little piece of packing peanut in the middle to kind of hold his jaw shut, because once it's open, you know, it'll open wider. So it does kind of give you that rebel yell there. But, oh wait, look at that. All right, no packing peanut, and it stayed up. But, you know, kind of the basic, you're going to get that slight opening there. So the reason it did show closed was I just kind of put that in there. And if you get something small enough, it's going to hold it shut. So if you do like that look better. So that being said, I will keep my mini comics in. Stay up there. All right, well, I did find that a little bit difficult to, with the weighted armor, or not the weighted armor, but with the weighted weapons, it is a little bit difficult to get them set up. So instead of bumbling around and dropping everything, I just went ahead and set them up for you here in front of the box. Just gotta say, it's pretty awesome setup. I'm extremely happy with this. I'm excited to get it set up in my collection. I have to find a good shelf for it. Maybe I kind of put these two separate, being that they're that 40th anniversary edition, but not too much to display. I mean, as far as explanation or, you know, reviews on it, because we've all seen these. I think the Skeletor looks amazing. He's definitely my favorite of the Masterverse so far as the Skeletors that they've come out with. And yeah, definitely did a great job, and I'm excited that I've got this in the collection. And just to give you a preview of kind of what else I got this week, I've got my 4-pack, the Sunman, Digitino. I just got my, well, I got Tila the other day, and Grizzlor just arrived about an hour ago. So that is what I've got for you. I will go ahead and take some shots of these two and give you some detailed close-ups of it and of the box and everything else. So hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Have a great weekend, everybody.